tonight is going to be a very, very special opportunity for you to ask your questions. You know, we have been having Level Up programs for quite some time now, and I know many of you have written in asking different questions. Well, this is your opportunity to have those answered right now tonight. Before we go further, I want to again welcome my good friend, Dr. Zeno Charles Marcel. Dr. Zeno is, again, my mentor, friend. He is an internal medicine specialist. He is also an adjunct professor of internal medicine at Loma Linda University and the associate director for health for the World Church of Seventh-day Adventists. Thank you, Dr. Zeno, for yet again joining us this evening.
My pleasure and privilege.
Well, you know, Dr. Zeno, last week we had the wonderful opportunity of continuing this saga investigation of charcoal. Can you just give us a little recap of what we learned last week? And it may help some of our viewers to be able to sort of put together their questions.
Well, last week we talked about the fact that charcoal is not just charcoal, not just the bricks that you do. It's activated charcoal, which means it has been treated specially on high temperature to be able to create these little nooks and crannies, thousands and millions of them, such that 1 teaspoonful will be about equivalent of a football field or more of space. And what this activated charcoal does is it's able to absorb. It will stick onto things. Things get into those little holes and it sticks onto them. And the idea is that this charcoal may be useful in holding on to some of these viral particles, because in animal studies and in other studies they've shown that activated charcoal is able to absorb viral particles of different kinds of viruses, rotavirus, which is a very common kind of virus, and the coronavirus as well. Not necessarily this coronavirus, this COVID-19 coronavirus or SARS-CoV-2, but the coronavirus family. So with this in mind, we talked about different ways, hypothetically, that the activated charcoal may be helpful. It may, in fact, decrease the load, if you will, the viral load from the GI tract. It may decrease in many ways the inflammation that's associated with the infection. It may actually decrease the oxidative stress that someone might have with the infection. And so in hypothesizing these things, we believe that there is a possibility. Now, we also have some very direct research looking at specific treatment of activated charcoal, so even more treatment of the activated charcoal. At Rice University, they did some experiments and were able to produce a very potent antioxidant made from activated charcoal that they call them nanozymes. So the very, very fine particles that are able to enter the cells and enter the mitochondria. And by doing so, they can actually decrease the reactive oxygen species that we talked about before. Mm-hmm. And it's a potent antioxidant, and therefore can reduce the amount of inflammation, reduce the cytokine storm, and things like that. So these are hypotheses. They're not fact yet, but they're very exciting nonetheless.
Thank you, Dr. Zeno.